Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Space, the final frontier. Everybody who's a Star Trek fan, they know those words. And like a lot of you, I am a Star Trek fan as well. Or at least I kind of used to be. I'm actually a second generation Star Trek fan. My father watched it in college back when he was alive, and he kind of passed that gift of sci-fi along to me. And it's something that I've grown up on as well. I mean, I grew up watching reruns of TOS, and then later on, when Next Generation came out, I was in high school, and I was, captivated by that. My friends and I used to sit down and watch that. We loved it. It was, that was awesome. I mean, even though the older Star Trek fans were poo-pooing us because it wasn't their Star Trek and whatever, it's like, hey, Next Generation was our thing. And then, of course, DS9 hit, and that got a big stir, and then Voyager, of course, which they can't all be hits, I guess. No, I mean, there was some good episodes of Voyager. There were. They weren't all bad. And certainly everybody liked Jerry Ryan in that silver skin tight suit. I mean, I certainly had plenty of fantasies about her in it. She still looks pretty good. I don't know if she can still fit in that suit, but she still looks pretty good. And then it's kind of like everything that came afterward. Enterprise was kind of fun, but I didn't really keep up with it. The new Star Trek movies came out. First one was really good. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I didn't mind so much the lens flare and the silliness and all that stuff. And the rest of them are all pretty much, let's just not talk about those. And then all the new series started coming out, and oh boy. But back in Star Trek, there was one thing that was pretty heart-wrenching, when we watched Generations in the theater, Captain Kirk died on screen. And it's kind of like, William Shatner was saying goodbye to that character. And, he was pretty much, gone from Star Trek at that point. Seemed like, he was off doing his own thing. He's still off doing his own thing. But Nimoy stuck with it. He stuck with it through Next Generation. He stuck with it through the new movies until he passed. And, that was a big heart-wrenching moment for everybody. But I think everybody kind of felt the same way that I did, that everyone else, did. That we never really got that moment of closure between Kirk and Spock. So a group up on YouTube called Otoy decided to fix that. They actually hired some top tier talent actors. They brought back Shatner. They brought back Robin Curtis. They brought back Mark Sinery. They brought Gordon Tarpley. And they brought Sam Witwer to body double Kirk in this short movie. And I got to see it for the first time yesterday. Now, I don't know if YouTube is going to let me show the whole thing. It's only 7 minutes long, but between YouTube, between Paramount, between all these corporations that don't want you to deviate from whatever pre-programmed garbage they want you to see. I don't know if they're going to shut it down, if they'll shut me down, if they'll try to shut me down. So what I did was I took what I figured was really the nucleus of that 3-minute or that 7-minute short film. I clipped it, and I'm going to try to get away with showing that today. And I hope I don't get my channel shut down. I hope this doesn't get deleted. I can't promise it won't get deleted later on. If they copyright strike me or they copyright claim me, I got to take it down. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. It's kind of why I was urging everybody, this is one you got to see live if you want to watch this live. But I'm going to bring on my panelists so we can all check it out. And I got a new one here with us today. I called out to all my panelists who were Star Trek fans, and I only had a couple people who answered, which kind of unfortunate, but my ride or dies, I can always count on them.
Hello.
Hey guys.
What old bean?
And we have a new guest with us. We have Common Nerd on Ironcaster's recommendation. So
yeah. For better or worse. We'll see.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
All right, guys. As far as I know, my panelists have not seen this. So any reactions that you guys get is going to be genuine. And if you can't already hear my voice kind of cracking up, it's because I've seen it. So,
dude, I saw Captain Kirk put out there, like, recommended out there on Twitter over on X, and I was like, okay, this is probably going to be really cool.
It's really good. It's only 3 minutes of the entire thing, but in my opinion, it's the 3 minutes you really wanted to see. And but you should go back and watch the whole thing. I'll post a link for the entire video so that you guys can go watch it up on YouTube and give these guys all the props that they want. So, all right, guys. Well, without further ado, how about we jump into this? All right, grab your hankies.
There are always possibilities, Spock said. And if Genesis is indeed life from death, I must return to this place again.
Well, dope. That is really, really well done. That's great.
Yeah.
That is really.
Yeah. The whole thing is worth watching because it does explain how Shatner, or I should say, how Kirk was there and why he looks younger, because it's the Kirk that was in the Nexus. You know, at that point that he died, who was brought over to the Kelvin timeline to see Spock that one last time, because we know Spock died during the events of the second film. So
Yep, that's good stuff.
yeah, this was not a professional thing from Paramount or anything. If you think the CG doesn't look that great, it's because it was fans. It was fans who were doing this. But Sam Witwer came on board to play Shatner. Shatner himself, I think he lent his likeness and acting and stuff to this. There's really not any dialogue throughout all of this. But like I said, there were some other Star Trek luminaries that were part of the show, or part of this movie. Like I said, Mark Sinery was the Vulcan Sorak, who I believe was supposed to be the son of Savick and Spock. There was Savick herself, who of course is Robin Curtis from the third and fourth Star Trek films. Obviously because Kirstie Alley couldn't be with us. And the alien Yor, who's played by Gordon Tarpley, is the character who entered the main Star Trek timeline from the Kelvin timeline. And since he's from the Kelvin timeline, he's the one who helps Kirk pass into the Kelvin timeline to see Spock one last time.
Like that. Yeah. That's really cool that they got to do something like that. And the fact that, like I said, like he said, the Shatner saw it too, and he thought it was really well done. He was promoting it over there on his own social media page over on X, over on Twitter. And yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I'm glad to see something like that. And that's one of the things, is because we're never going to get anything like that from the current Paramount that we have right now, right? Because they could do something like this. They have obviously got way better tech.
Oh yeah.
And all, way better access to way better resources and everything else than these fans do. But the problem is they'd never want to do that, because they don't want you, the current people in charge, like with Kurtzman Trek and stuff like that, they don't even want you to know that stuff exists as far as they're concerned.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's ultimately just a big love letter sort of to those old school Star Trek fans, because, at the end of the day, we're never going to get that moment. We're never going to get that last moment of like the two of them together. Like those days have sadly come and gone. So it's basically the farewell we should have had with these characters, the chance for them to say goodbye to each other, to be seen together one last time. And it's kind of sad, but it feels like a bit of closure.
I guess we did get the TNG cast all back together on the bridge of the Enterprise. So, though it would seem to be a lot of effort to get there. But that's still better than Star Wars has managed. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Oh, God.
Well,
yeah, that's the whole tirade.
I was just wondering what you thought about it, Grim. I mean, yeah, you haven't seen the entire thing, but now you can go back and watch it. But you've seen the best part, I think.
I thought that was professional, not fan made. I didn't really know much about it. It's interesting to compare that created by fans to the CGI Tarkin in
no shit,
right? And this is so much better, and it's made by fans, and it's not that long ago, but that was a full studio special effects workshop and everything.
Grim. They come on. To be fair, they only had like $200 million. I mean, come on. They didn't have fan passion.
Well, it either shows incompetence of studios, though I think that was the best of the newer Star Wars films, or it shows how fast this technology is progressing, and how effective it can now be. So
I think it's definitely a mixture of both on that one too, because those guys, how far Lucas has fallen with some of that kind of stuff. I mean, hell, you had a guy on the internet with it was literally the same day with the whole Luke Skywalker thing. It was literally like later that evening, the guy had already made a better version with stuff that he had on his own computer, and the technology is like, there was an AI trailer that Mr. Grant Gregory shared the other day on X. And it was like, it boggles your mind how good that stuff's gotten. It's advancing a lot faster because it constantly just doubles on itself over and over again. So,
I'm always seeing
this kind of stuff is just going to get even better.
Well, I'm always seeing what people are doing with AI as far as this stuff, and what's this? What's this, Carlos? Paramount Pictures, Shatner, Nimoy states were involved on this.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I know Shatner definitely was. I know Shatner was definitely involved. I wasn't sure if Paramount was, but
that's good, because Paramount has a history of curb stomping anything fan made.
True. That's very, very true.
Action-R and a whole bunch of other projects.
Oh, I remember Action-R. We don't have a lot of original Trek guys left anymore. I mean, most of them are all gone. And we got Shatner, we got Takei, we've got what's his name, Walter Koenig.
Is he still kicking around? Yeah. I was watching a thing about him playing Bester on Babylon 5 earlier, and for some reason I thought he'd passed.
No, he's still around as far as I know. He was the youngest, so
apart from all those sexy young yeomen, there's probably several of them still kicking about.
Yeah, there's probably a few of them, but I mean, as far as the main crew,
wouldn't that be hilarious to be a red shirt that outlived the entire rest of the crew? Like, I got some.
You never know.
I got you.
You never know. And I don't know. Like I said, I didn't grow up on TOS. I mean, not literally. I wasn't alive when the original episodes aired and all that. But I grew up, watching them on late night TV and stuff when they would put them on, and so, I didn't really. I mean, how to put this? As a kid, you watch this stuff and it's just like, ooh. But it's not until you get older and you can actually appreciate the messaging and the, the depth of the stories. So,
I mean, for me, I didn't really get into it and catch up till it. Get into it until sort of the mid 2000s. So basically, right around the time Enterprise ended, I was just kind of starting to catch reruns of the original series. And I had all of that to be able to go back and watch. So, I like, it would be like, hey, I might catch the odd episode of TNG, but it was always like the reruns where it's like, can we go back to watching Simpsons? I want to watch cartoons.
Koenig's 88. Jesus, how old is Takei? Takei's got to be in his 80s at least.
Yeah, if not in his 90s at this point.
Yeah.
I think that man's just living out of pure bitter and spiteness at this point.
Yeah, he just exists just to hate Shatner.
Yeah, like I think that's like literally that's the only reason he's still alive is he wants Shatner to die first.
Well, Shatner's in his 90s.
First.
He's 87. Yeah, okay. So I didn't believe that. Yeah, I thought Koenig was younger, the youngest one, but I guess not.
He has a very square head.
That's why he played such a good villain in Babylon 5. He played a great asshole. Like
I'm talking about Takei.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shatner's 94. Okay.
Yeah, Shatner's 94. Okay. Look at this.
Too.
We got all our fans. I know we all have our fans out there who are just checking this stuff out and they're like, yes. That's what I love about doing live shows.
You could almost swap young Koenig with Davy Jones from the Monkees and get away with it. Almost.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep my opinions to myself on the new Star Trek stuff. I mean, it's just
Piles of
it just
steaming garbage.
I mean, it ain't my Star Trek. Okay, I guess it's the best way to put it.
It's nobody's Star Trek. Have you seen the ratings?
I guess it's nobody's Star Trek. Yeah. Well, I mean,
No.
okay.
There's like 4 people and their cats.
Yeah.
And they all live in the same building together, too.
Well, this is the thing. It's like, okay, I remember when we were watching Next Generation, when it was coming out and it was brand new, a lot of the old Star Trekkers, they were watching it too. And of course, some of them were hating on it pretty hard because, that first season was just not very good. But
then they found their feet.
You mean Space Africa wasn't a good idea?
See, because I didn't really get into. I remember catching some of the Next Generation episodes when they were coming out because they were on like CBS, and they'd come on after something that my grandparents watched or something like that. But like, I didn't really get into it until like the tail end of DS9 and then like Voyager. Like a Voyager, I was there from like the beginning all the way to the end. And yeah, Jeremy Ryan still looks smoking hot. Yeah, she's still 7 of 9 is still smoking hot. So yeah, but I love all that. I loved all that stuff. It's good. It's good. It's sad to see that the state that they put it in now, and it's hot piles of steaming garbage. It's in a worse spot than Star Wars is. Like from a franchise perspective, like it really is. It's in a worse spot than Star Wars is because just nobody gives a shit anymore. Like it's that bad. Like they don't even care. Like even if I try to roast it and rant about it, like nobody cares. Those videos get like no traction. Like nobody gives a shit. It's that bad. Like they have just absolutely Kurtzman is just absolutely shit all over everything that people loved about Star Trek.
I
was gonna say maybe they should just try to sell it off to Elon Musk.
Well, Skydance is getting ready to acquire Paramount. And rumor has it that the two kids are using daddy's money to buy it. And they've done some movies in the past, which some of them were I looked at the ratings into some of them were kind of okay. And some of them weren't the greatest, but rumor is that the two kids are really big fans of the Star Trek movies from back in the day. So fingers crossed, maybe, in a couple of years, it might get better.
But the thing is, we'll have to wait and see if like the poison pill that is Alex Kurtzman is still going to be tied to it.
Kurtzman's not even still tied to it at this point. His name's just basically slapped on everything at this point. So I don't know. I hope they fire everybody involved. That would be the smartest decision.
I don't mind Strange New Worlds, but that part of that's because the woman playing number 1 used to be in the Librarians, which I quite liked in all its cheesy glory.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know if I'm just having a Mandalorian reaction. It's like where you get given absolute shit for such a long amount of time, and then they hand you a sop, and you're like, this is amazing. It's just in contrast to everything else,
That's science fiction. I'm free.
Starving man, just about anything tastes good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw the trailers for like Lower Decks and stuff like that, and I was just like, yeah, this isn't for me. So I didn't even bother. So I went back and third episode. I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes of that third season of Picard, and that was a bit. Because I sat through the first season of Picard, and I gave it all a shot. Lower Decks. I gave freaking Picard a shot, and then I gave that other one where they've got the little mushroom drive. I can't remember the name of that damn one.
I remember.
Yeah, I gave both of them a shot, and I was honestly like this was back before I had like the word for what all this identity politics bullshit was. Right, I was just bored. I was literally just bored. I didn't give 2 shits about what happened in the next season. Nope. I had no desire to. It was the same thing with Doctor Who when they brought in Jodie Whittaker. Like I gave it a shot. I watched the whole season. I just didn't give a shit. And that's the biggest problem with it is like it's apathy at this point. Like there's nothing to draw you in about it in any way, shape, or form. So it's just like sycophants and little psychopaths that are still watching it at this point, and people that hate themselves because that happens too.
Yeah, I remember. I was my girlfriend was watching that Star Trek run that was that was coming out with the Mushroom Drive and everything. And
Discovery?
I wasn't actively, Discovery, and I wasn't actively watching it at the time. And she was just telling me how terrible it was, how bad the Klingons looked, and all this other stuff. And I was just like, really? And I was like, wow, how do you mess up Klingons? So, a little bit of time, a little bit of time passed, and eventually it showed up, complete season 1 in Blu-ray form up on my local Walmart shelf, and I picked it up, took it home, sat through it, watched it, and I was just like, what is this? I mean, yeah, it wasn't completely irredeemable at that point. There were a couple of things here and there, but for the most part, I was just kind of like, this is crap.
The most interesting thing about that show was the Mushroom Drive. Yeah,
and the tardigrade. It's like, but it just, to me, it seemed like that show was nothing but a bunch of pop culture references all stuffed into a science fiction show.
Which that's all the people writing for it know. They don't they didn't bother to go back and actually like watch old Trek and see what it was like.
Mm-hmm. Well, that and the fact that it seemed like every officer, every crew member, no matter what their rank was, could dress down a senior officer in front of the rest of the crew with no repercussions. And I'm just kind of like, you can't do that.
No, yeah, definitely not. Like anybody that's ever been anywhere near a military structure would know that does not fly in any way, shape, or form. And then, that goes back to just anything. You can't even do that to your boss at work, let alone essentially a military situation like you are in Starfleet. Like what?
It's hard to think of it as being the same franchise as having these great moments like Data dressing down Worf for questioning his command.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a little different though, because at that point wasn't Data was in command, and he was I believe he was a senior officer over Worf at that point, wasn't he?
Yes, he was acting. I think he was acting as the captain at that point and needed Worf to follow through on his orders.
Mm-hmm. And
I was thinking watching that clip, right? That only works because so much of Star Trek is played sincerely in the past.
Yes.
Sure, you have your little jokes and your little laugh at the end and ha ha ha, aren't tribbles funny? But there's no sort of knowing aside to the camera. There's no sort of nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Everything isn't constantly undercut by snark or whatever else. But sincerity is apparently cringe these days. But it's the thing that makes it work, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't I wouldn't be sitting there, weeping about that if we didn't love those characters, if we didn't take them seriously, because they had shown us, what their character was through episode after episode and movie after movie. Nimoy kind of famously tried to ditch, the whole, I'm a Vulcan thing, to try to branch out and do other projects and other stuff, and he never found the success.
What are you talking about? He sang the Bilbo Baggins song wonderfully.
Yeah, right.
Nobody remembers.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. He was in Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, and a lot of Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah, but you really want to call that mainstream success?
Maybe not.
Let's be serious. It's like if you stacked his career next to Shatner's, Shatner kind of made his bones on a lot of different projects. He Boston Legal, TJ Hooker, a couple of cheesy films. I still love Kingdom of the Spiders, by the way. But
if Shatner was dead, I would be tempted to think that Nathan Fillion is his reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
Both science fiction captains gets cancelled. Both old, overweight cops.
Yeah.
Following the same career path.
Yeah.
I know.
So Nathan Fillion will be a lawyer next.
Well, no, because he's going to be Guy Gardner next. So he's going to be the Green Lantern. So yeah. So if anything, he might actually do better than Shatner. We'll see what happens.
So he'll be a cop. Wait, Chips.
Oh, good point. Yes, he is. He's a space cop.
Yeah,
oh shit!
space cop.
I like Green Lanterns. Duh, space cop. Yep, it is. It's the exact same career path.
I've got I got to address Mercurius because he's he's already put in $4 Australian, and I don't want to ignore him because he's like my only contributor. He's the only guy who ever donates money to me. Thank you so much, sir, and I do appreciate it. But yeah, he at the beginning of the show, he put in $2. So let me see what have I got for you. Everybody likes this one. Everybody likes that one.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, everybody likes that one. And yes, he just said this is for $2 Australian. Says Nimoy was successful in search of series. Well, I mean,
but it literally plays off his Spock character though, because of in search of stuff. So it's like you're still not getting away from any of that. It's still basically a Star Trek ripoff thing.
Yeah,
Snatchers remake.
That was, he was in that, but even then, it's just kind of like, I don't know about that, but here we go.
It kind of looked like an alien. What are you going to do?
I mean, just a little bit. Anyway, stop eating my sesame cake.
Mr. Homolka? Well, stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating my sesame cake!
We don't show that clip enough.
That's a good one.
He was in Fringe. I want to say he was probably in Fringe because of the Abrams connection at that point, but yes, Cal, I know you donated previously. A lot of people have donated previously, but it's just Mercurius is the only one who donates consistently every week, and I'm very thankful for it, by the way. So
you're a muted Ironcaster.
He's probably got somebody in the background.
Oh, you see, because he donates, that makes him automatically right no matter what he says.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Like, I'm just saying, if someone wants to prove me wrong, they can donate and say otherwise.
That's true.
That's because he's in Australia, everything's backwards. So when he sends you money, he actually gains money.
There you go.
Wait, so I have to pay him?
Yeah, it's a trick. It's a trick.
The exchange rate.
Australia.
So yeah.
That would be kind of a fun thing to add to our weekly games, by the way, is like have a pay in to change the story on you. And I was like, donate $2 and put your suggestion in for what happens during this scene. And
we could do. I mean, we do that for Tabletopless. So
yeah, it would be funny to have it for regular. I just wonder how many people would really jump on top of that, So, and they got eaten by a bear. Oh, money talks. BS. Thank you again, Mercurius.
Oh yeah.
This then by proxy makes me right.
Yes. Okay, we got to give him a good one on this one. Let me see. Could always throw him Caster's favorite.
Come with me to Monkey Land!
It's always Monkey Land.
Always Monkey Land.
So what else is in the news, T-shirt?
That was my biggest thing. That was my biggest thing. But of course, something that Caster and I have been talking about this week, and something that we've been seeing happening, is Grums, of all people, up on X, has been finally picking up what we were laying down months ago. Years ago, yeah, at this point, about how Wizards of the Coast has pretty much thrown the baby out with the bathwater as far as trying to throw Gygax under the bus for being, all of them, but mainly Gygax as being, misogynist, racist, sexist, whatever. And it's funny because him putting a spotlight on this actually got Musk involved
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
Musk
means-
follows me on Twitter, by the way.
The real one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, in all honesty, if the Elon Musk element had not come into play, I don't know if we would necessarily be talking about it here. But it's like when it gets to the point of like Elon Musk, the man whose very opinion can drop the stock price of a company with like one insult. All right, now we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
you know, my suggestion to him was, could you please buy Wizards of the Coast and then, give it to, people who actually will care about the source material?
Well, I mean, at this point, he could probably just realistically buy Hasbro in general. Like, things haven't been going too well for them. I mean, they're currently dealing with some lawsuits over a class action lawsuit over like the overstocking that's been going on, and it's gotten to the point that they're now just outright saying we're not funding any more movies. So things really aren't looking too good there with Hasbro in general.
No, and the fact that now they have pretty much like a gag order on anybody in their commander play so that they can never say anything bad about them in perpetuity.
Yeah, and like see how that actually holds up in court. That's absolute no. Somebody needs to challenge the shit out of that. But none of them are going to have the balls to do it because they want their nice, cushy little positions. It'll take one of them getting fired and being all pissed off before something actually happens with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought that was absolutely hilarious to see fucking Musk jump in on that. But I follow Grums on. I've got him on Twitter alert because he's always some of the latest breaking news is because he's always finding that stuff and breaking it down. And I saw that and I was like, damn, because I've got to put it up. I've got to edit it and put it up today. It'll probably go on my gaming channel this evening around 6 or so. But I went on like a tirade for like 25 minutes yesterday during my live stream. During my morning prep show, and I fucking we went through absolutely everything. I was like, I even when I'm cutting the video, I'm like, all right, everybody, pause right here, go get a snack, go to the bathroom, get you a drink, because this one's gonna be a minute, okay? I just fucking went off. I went over all of that shit. Like it was because it was ridiculous. And like, I like the fact that Grigus is actually, he's like, I'm literally the only one left alive at this point. So I'm not going to be fucking silent. I'm going to fucking just roast your guys' asses left and right. And he just tore all of that stuff through. And he's just bringing receipts and dropping bombs left and right. Like all this bullshit about them being a sexist. He's like, literally, we're like begging girls to play. Like the fucking, all of our wives laughed at us because we were playing a bunch of toys. And then literally the founding chick of the very first like magazine to ever cover D&D was a chick, and they hired her and they brought her into the company as well. So it's like all of their say, like he can just drop receipts all day long, blowing their arguments out of the water. It's just bullshit. It's these woke activists that all literally think they are the bestest, fastest thing fucking ever. They are smarter than anyone that's ever come before, and they know better, and they have no idea what was actually going on. They don't have any desire to read because they believe their assumptions are enough. That's all they need. And well, now they've made an ass out of themselves. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this post came up from Heidi Gygax. Now she's Heidi Gygax Garland. She just got married not too long ago. In fact, I saw this. They did a Kickstarter for an adventure they ran about that. But she says, regarding the post by Ben Riggs, who is the guy behind Knave, D&D co-creator Gary Gygax was sexist, in my opinion, seems to be taken out of context and pieced together. I cannot verify the sources, although I truly believe they are incomplete and or incorrect. I think Frank Menser, who is still around, states his insights on this eloquently. As for my perspective, I do not believe my father was racist or misogynistic. Was he sexist? He was born in 1938 to a father born in the 1880s and a mother born in 1906. He was raised in a traditional Anglo-Saxon Protestant family with traditional biblical family values where the male was the head of the household. In my adult opinion, yes, this is sexist and doesn't hold up to our more enlightened standards today. Yet, he was a loving father and husband who valued all his children and his wife. All three of his daughters played D&D with him at some point, but I happen to be the only one who still plays. In short, he wasn't perfect, but he was far from all the negative accusations that are resurfacing. And I'm extremely proud as a strong, independent female to have Gary Gygax as my father and my family legacy. Broomchi.
Yep.
Yep. it's so frustrating to see this ever constant, like, moral grandstanding and judging people of the past by these modern values, these modern standards, because that's an ever rolling, timeline that's going to keep going forward. And then we're going to always look back at the people who are doing it now to then hold them up to future values to say, you weren't progressive enough. You didn't fight for this or that cause. You're therefore sexist and all the isms.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, okay, historically we had people who believed that bloodletting was a perfect form of medicine or, a medical practice, right. But at the same time, we kind of acknowledge that and just kind of like, okay, they were wrong. And then we just go on. We don't sit there and, hold these people, oh, these bloodletters, they were terrible people and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
My apologies. Okay, Ben Riggs is a TTRPG journalist. Questing Beast is Ben Milton. Okay, my apologies. Not trying to throw Questing Beast under the bus. I do actually like Questing Beast. All right, so my apologies. Thanks, Mercurius. Thanks for the catch.
But yeah, all that's left of the old guard has been coming out about this, and they haven't really shut up about it since it first surfaced. It's just this has brought it all up again. I saw Margaret Weiss has only just found out about the disclaimers and that they're in the front of the Dragonlance stuff. Pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Very pissed off.
Do you guys think that this might be because it's because of sort of that sort of cultural swing that's happening, in part that people feel more emboldened to be able to speak out and speak against all this going on?
Well, that's definitely going to have an effect to a certain degree. A lot of people now realize that, yes, it is safe to be a quote unquote conservative or a free minded thinker and actually come out and say something about it, because we found out now that cancel culture has lost all of its power. I mean, you can go back to Hogwarts Legacy and use that as a great example from last year. The cancel culture mob was all over the place. That cult was out in droves trying to scream and holler about this, that, and the other. And the stupidest part was that they even gave you your type A and B body types in the fucking game, but it didn't matter because it was J.K. Rowling's thing and she's a transphobe and yada, yada, yada. And guess what? That game was the #1 selling game of the year in 2023. Nothing even came close to matching its numbers.
And I'm definitely looking forward to Stellar Blade on PC because I need my jiggle physics.
Right. And they're adding jiggle physics to First Descendant too.
Yeah. There you go.
I kind of groaned when I saw Musk get involved, though, because this had died down, right, for one thing. And for another, the fact that he's involved will immediately polarize like 98% of people. Musk complained about it, therefore the complaints must have merit and value, and then the other half will go the other way.
I must oppose Musk because Musk.
Right.
He is a giant dingus, but
if you've ever made a D&D video on YouTube and had it get any kind of traction whatsoever, trust me, you'll find out the fan base is already extremely fucking divided. Musk ain't going to make it any worse. He's just going to highlight it to people that wouldn't normally pay attention to it.
That's what I'm hoping.
The problem is this is the historical book that's coming out right now. This is the encyclopedia. This is like the history of they printed this fucking thing. They printed this shit in a book, released it to the public. That's why all of this is becoming such a big deal, because it's in their own damn handwriting, quite literally. So,
damn, I want to get Common Nerd and Ralts on this at the same time, and I'm just gonna have to like demonetize the video, or I'm just gonna have to turn monetization off on that video and just let them go at it.
Oh god, and then we got to throw Garbro in, and we could have we have the little veteran stream.
I mean, you'll hear the most F-bombs ever dropped on a stream ever. But
I'll tell you what, they're surprisingly a lot nicer about that shit now. Like I used to always get the yellow mark of sadness on my like Monday through Friday live streams, my morning prep where I do all my news and stuff because of the rants and everything else I'd say. Because the live stream and the thing automatically picks it up and you have to put it in for a review, and I just quit monetizing. But I was like, let's see what happens one time. And yeah, every one of them stayed monetized.
Wow.
So they're getting a little, that's why like you can put like fuck in your thumbnails and stuff like that now, as long as you put a little asterisk on one of the letters, and same thing with your titles and stuff now, and you're still all green. So,
cool. Well,
God.
I think this is a good, this is a Kyle moment right now. So, those of y'all who don't know, Kyle is a much, much, much bigger YouTuber than me. Probably much bigger than anybody on this show right now. And what's cool about him is he follows video gaming journalism pretty hardcore. And one of the things that he likes to do is create these little short video wraps that kind of wraps up what's been happening during the week. And I like to clip those and put them up here so people can kind of get some quick news if they're watching my show. So special shout out to Kyle for doing these. You're awesome, dude. If you ever want to come on the show or you want to invite me on your show, hey, I'm there. Here we go.
Instead of entertainment, you pay them for a lecture. A Hogwarts legacy.
What I do.
Instead of entertainment, you pay them for a lecture. DEI gum job guy, pop out your dentures. Gotcha got me springing like a gadget inspector. Beauty unashamed, Greco-Roman architecture. Speaking on behalf of the people who've been here before. These are kind of niggas who telling you who to vote for. Dirt poor, backdoor crack whore with cold sores. Not even a sophomore crying about a woke war. Shell-cracked Kyle Shaka when the walls fell. Make a bald nose ring witch yell another spell. That's not a verse, it's Jamaicantation. I break the curse, get you off the plantation. Wannabe women throwing a tantrum, jealousy. Pronoun throw down over Hogwarts legacy. No way, Jose Osei, can you see? Jiggle free transandrogyny, not for me. Noticers didn't kill DEI. Human bot fly lie uglify from your pigsty. PlayStation leak your information and accept bribes. That's why tribe reject accounts and subscribe. Inside, can you feel that fire? Fire.
There you go.
That's pretty neat.
I love Kyle. You guys go subscribe to him, but if you do, you tell him T-Shirt had sent you. Maybe he'll finally figure out who I am.
There you go. Tell him Elon Musk follows you on Twitter. You'll be good.
Yeah. Well, it's I got to ask him for a job at some point. Hey, can I please go to work for you, Mr. Musk? I promise I'll actually work.
Dude,
oh my God.
All that SpaceX stuff is literally like an hour and a half south of me.
Yeah.
Where they've been launching all that stuff lately. And I'm an aircraft mechanic by trade. I'm a sheet metal guy, but you probably got to have an A&P to work with those guys. You don't have to have that when you work on military aircraft, but I've been tempted to look up their listings and see what they've got available.
I mean, I'm in the same state, so I could get over there. It would be too much farther.
No.
Change your name legally to Doge, then he might notice you.
There you go.
I mean, let's be fair. Let's be fair. Like, if it's funny enough, Elon Musk might go for it, like buying MSNBC.
Oh, I know. That's hilarious if he actually does that. Because who was it? The kid that's I can't remember his name right now. But he's been on Tim Pool a bunch. But he's always shilling for the My Pillow stuff. He was like
Jack Posobiec?
Yeah, Posobiec. Yeah, Jack Posobiec. He was like, I'm gathering a group of investors in Florida to try to buy MSNBC. He was like, I'm literally trying to get people together to raise money to buy MSNBC. So yeah,
I've got trying to one up
$2.
And in other news, okay, I've got Thanksgiving break. So I'm free for the next week, which is cool because I think Ironcaster is too. So we're probably going to be doing a few streams, but also Tuesday morning, and I'm letting Grim know this now that we are going to have a Dungeons and Discussions. Okay. I kind of have an idea about what it's going to be.
Oh, that makes a change. That makes a change. You knowing what it's about ahead of time.
Yeah, well, I posted it. If you read our channel, I posted it in our channel, so you can go back and check it out. But I don't know. Maybe we can have Ironcaster on for that one too. It would be cool.
Do you expect us to actually take to read? Like we buy RPG books solely for the purpose of not reading them, but just bragging off with our shelves.
Can you stop hurting me? I have a big old stack of them. I still have to A, read, and B, post up as unboxings. So, yeah.
I literally have 2 boxes of shame underneath my desk sitting on my top of my old PC right now. So,
I wish I had 2 boxes of shame. I've got like 50 boxes of shame.
Well, mine are big boxes though. Like there's a
Mine
bunch
are
of
big.
boxes in there.
Mine are big boxes too. We're talking entire game sets.
Yeah.
I'll have to go take pictures of my shelves and show them off again so people can go like, oh, you poor man, why? But yeah, Kickstarter was good to me.
Hey, hell yeah.
I do have this for all you video, or not for all you, what's the word? Vacation people? For all you, yeah. This popped up. And, yes. As we descend into the holiday season, please remember that it actually is offensive to wish somebody happy holidays right now. Because you look around, no one is happy. Try these dystopia-approved alternatives instead. Incipient holidays.
That's awesome.
May your forced social obligations be brief. I need
feel
that
that
one.
one.
I do too. Tolerable holiday.
That's still too positive.
That sounds very British. I hope your work schedule is merciful. That seems like just an all the time.
Yeah, you can say that all year long.
I don't know about seasons shriekings.
That work schedule one sounds like something Worf would say.
Yes, and caffeine and comfort to you and yours. I'm just going to start saying that one.
I'm just going to point at people and scream, I think.
Oh, you're going to do the the body snatcher thing?
The body snatcher scream, yeah.
I think I've seen you do that before, haven't you?
You have seen me do that before, but my throat's in no condition.
No, I understand. Oh my god. Oh, and because I got to punish Ironcaster with this on Tuesday, I'm going to punish Grim with it today. Oh yeah. Here you
Why
go.
must you arrest me, sir?
Because I love to see you hurt.
He's a sadist, which is all of his friends. So
Oh my God!
Oh yes.
I might need to take a closer look.
Yes, this is Dragon Age Veilguard, by the way, Grim.
What's wrong with those legs?
right?
Yeah, well, that's Tosh or Vosh or whatever her name is.
That's
I
a
don't know.
Stretch Armstrong.
Trash?
Trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trash.
It's trash.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Damn.
By the way, Farming Simulator 25 beat this game by like 50,000 players on Steam. Okay,
Balatro got Game of the Year over this thing.
To be
You know,
fair, it is a good game though.
Yeah, Card Game beat this thing. This is what's sad. Look, okay, the character on the left is the player-created character. The thing on the right is the one that the game developers created to represent their non-binary Qunari thing.
Quinari.
Yeah.
So, for some context, there are currently 25,000 people currently playing this on Steam right now, and there are 163,000 people playing Banana, which is a game in which you click a banana.
Oh, God bless the internet and access to all these wonderful stats and statistics.
I love stats.
You know how to welcome a girl back. I will destroy anything that ever
I love this dude in the corner.
tries to hurt you. Oh, sweet talker. So we're
Why is
together
her face
now.
concave? She looks like
I
Mr.
hope so.
Punch.
Which one?
The player made one on the bottom.
Oh, I don't know, but if you look at the other person, they look like they got hit with the ugly forest.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've never done this before. I've had sex. I meant being someone's lover. I'm never calling you that. Ever.
Yeah. 'Cause nothing says fantasy game like using modern context and speech patterns, but
Consort? No. We'll figure something out. I don't want to mess this up. How do I...
Yes, I can just see Shakespeare. Verily, how I do not want to mess this dine up.
It's all so fun.
It's so bad.
And the
How
and one of
do
the biggest-
dragons show that they care about their mates?
what the
Huh.
Yeah.
Sexy growls. Sometimes little bits of fire and love bites.
Ugh.
ugly.
It's so ugly. It's
It wa-
it's like incredibly ugly to the point where it's like a train wreck. It's like you must look away because it's so horrible, but you can't. You're transfixed and you must keep watching.
Well, and all you got to do is take one look at the guy that was head of development for this fucking game to realize why this game is what it is. It's literally his self-expression inside of this fucking game.
Yes.
He literally is a confused man who likes to wear dresses and tell everybody he's pretty. And like this is like he's even got pink hair if I remember correctly. So like yeah, this is literally him self-inserting himself into this game all the way through and being the hero. Because like I've heard like even the wokies have complained about this game because they're like you can't be mean to anybody. Like it's almost impossible to have a fight in your party in this game. Everything is nothing but niceties and affirmation and bullshit like that throughout the entire fucking game. And color of stock there, it's that toxic positivity that we've been hearing about that makes games like Dragon Age Veilguard even fucking exist. You know, same thing over there with Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed and Star Wars Outlaws. The toxicity in there where everybody's just yes, that's awesome, and nobody ever gets told fucking no, and then you end up with shit like this.
Yeah, you're talking about Sophia Narwitz, who is a transgender person who, even she commented on this that they couldn't, you couldn't really have any kind of fun with this game because your character has always got to be positive and reaffirming anytime Tosh is on the screen. You can't tell Tosh you're an asshole or anything, even though the character was literally being an asshole. I don't know that anybody would necessarily take Tosh as a role model for the way to play their character or even build a character based on Tosh for, like, say, a TTRPG, but still, it's just like...
This is so unrealistic anyway. If you're having sex with someone with horns, there is no way you're not going... Brum, brum, brum.
Well, maybe when they're a little lower.
That That sounds really great to me.
That voice acting is just so shit.
It is.
Like it sounds so fucking. There is no sincerity in those words in any way, shape, or form. Talk about some shit that was phoned in.
She was like, I got a paycheck.
Yeah. Speaking of paychecks.
Yes, speaking of paychecks, yes. Cal Vanoni for $5. Thank you very much, Cal. Says it's all just banal trash. Yes, I will agree. That's why we shall take him to Detroit.
And as for my American friend, the CIA thinks it can infiltrate the mountain of Dr. Crud. You can't scare me, you slant-eyed yellow bastard. Take him to Detroit. No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that. No.
You know, I was just in Detroit.
You were?
Are you
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
I survived. There are burned down, like, century-old buildings. Absolutely beautiful. Would have been beautiful with like brand new satellite dishes on them. So it looks like they just put a new satellite dish on a burned down building.
So literally, it looks like a Fallout 4 cityscape.
At this point, you should be able to make... Well, at this point, if they were to try and film RoboCop in Detroit, they would have to clean it up because it looks too war-torn.
Dude, you can literally buy houses for like $1,000 in that town.
500.
Yeah, 5. There you go. Yeah.
But the condition that they're in...
Well, my understanding is the expectation is you have to then clean it up, but you don't have to rip up the back taxes.
So here's what we do. We club together, we buy up a few square blocks, and we turn it into a post-apocalyptic LARP site.
Yeah.
I'm down. That would be dope as hell.
Except the only problem is this is Detroit, and there are actual people who would wander into there with real guns.
Oh yeah,
That's why we have people on the outside with real guns to keep those folks out.
like legit biker gangs.
Oh, I'm sure. It's probably the only way to do any. It's probably the only way to actually make any money in that town anymore.
I don't know, but in any event, we are at our hour, so we can safely close down for the night. Giggity. So thanks very much for joining us, Commie Nerd. I appreciated having you on. I believe tomorrow is supposed to be Grimm's game, but I may switch out with him in order to make up for my shortfall last week.
I watched your Tuesday stream and you said you were running the game. So
okay, so I'm definitely running the game tomorrow. So there we go.
You at your word. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
What T-shirt says is canon, and of course, what the audience says is right.
That's right.
If they pay.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go. I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless chime-ins. Go on.
I'll be quiet.
And it's the first Saturday tabletopless in about an hour and a half, probably.
Woo! Nice. I'll have to tune in for that. Although I believe tonight is Cotton Council. And...
So, actually, if you don't mind, Grim, because Common Nerd does not know what tabletopless is, give him the elevator pitch if you'd be so kind.
Oh my god.
I Dungeon Master a group of cam girls and porn stars through games, and we intermix playing D&D with adult entertainment.
Holy shit, that is awesome.
He has the best job.
With the
He has
kids
the best job.
You get away with that on YouTube or what?
Not on YouTube, no. We stream on adult streaming sites, but we do a safe word stream as well.
The man has the best job in the world.
That's fucking awesome. Oh, that is
Yes.
great. Holy shit.
Yes.
See, This is what happens when nerd stuff becomes cool. Even the ladies of the evening do that shit now too.
I mean, it's the dream job.
Well, the best part is he has to write all the RPG books off his tax write-offs.
Yep.
I mean, the only thing that would possibly make it any better than that is having the cam girl in the studio with you as the GM, and every time you roll a crit, you get something.
Yeah, Mrs. Grimm would not be happy with
Yeah,
that
I wish you wouldn't be
arrangement.
Well, not all of us are married, so
True.
some of us get away with it.
Check it out, tabletopless.org.
That is.
There you go. Yeah,
and it's a .org. It's a
It is a .org. There you go, guys. Yes. Go.
To get to orgy.
There you go.
Yeah, go catch Grim tonight, or catch us on Cotton Council, because I'm pretty sure Lord Baphomet may make a appearance tonight. Pretty sure. And in case you guys forgot, Lord Baphomet loves everybody.
What can I say? I like everybody. Everyone is welcome here. Come on down, sign the contracts. We've got a spot for you here. We don't discriminate. We treat everybody equally down here in hell. This has been your Lord Baphomet telling you, stop playing with dice. Go play with some boobies or something.
There you go.
Well, I'm going to do both. So
Nice.
Dice and boobies.
There you go. Yeah. So, all right, everyone. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us tonight, and we hope we see you tomorrow. We hope we see you both times on Tuesday, and during our other times during the week, because I'm sure I'm going to be doing something with Ironcaster. So, adieu.
On behalf of the staff of the Independent California Motel, I wish you all sweet dreams.